Welcome back to the 480 podcast. I'm Jacob Fredericks. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing the Cardinals' amazing 24-23 comeback win against the San Francisco 49ers, and can Kyler Murray submit himself as a possible MVP candidate, and a look into next week's matchup against the Green Bay Packers. All right, so in this game, the Cardinals are coming off a very, very bad performance, getting crushed by the Commanders 42-14, and had people wondering, were the Cardinals for real at all, or were they just complete frauds? And I think in this game, they answered that question. And the Commanders answered that question with a great performance of their own. The Commanders are just a really good team, and I think that the Cardinals should take a lot less from their loss against the Commanders in last week's game because of how good the Commanders looked against everybody. Jaden Daniels looks like an absolute pro. He doesn't even look like a rookie. So I think the Cardinals should take a little bit less from their loss to the Commanders and really look at this game as to prove that they are for real and they are a good team. And I think in this week's game, what they did very differently from last week's game was they actually stuck with it when things got tough. When things got tough against the Commanders, you saw the Cardinals fall flat, and that's where the Commanders just racked up the points. But in this game against the San Francisco 49ers, when the Cardinals got down, they came back. What a comeback versus the defending NFC champions. People forget that even though the Niners have struggled this season, they were coming off a season where they went to the Super Bowl and almost beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. So this is a very, very good Niners team, and the Cardinals beat them. So, in this game, I think the offense was a lot improved from last week's game. I think the O-line gave us a very big boost. I think they protected Kyler Murray. Only one sack that they allowed. Now, part of that was the game plan of letting Kyler Murray get the ball out of his hands quicker, and I think that worked out in this game. But the O-line, much improved. Although, unfortunately, they did lose a very important member, Will Hernandez. We're hoping that he's going to be okay, but big loss for the Cardinals there on the O-line. I think the rushing attack especially, a lot better in this game. James Conner had 19 carries for 86 yards. That's not a great performance, but they really started to stick with the run game. And you could tell that Drew Petzing is really trying to build this culture, build this offense as a running-first offense. They want to go back to that ground and pound game that Arizona Cardinals have seen before. And so I think you can see in this game that the Cardinals are really trying to cement that as what their offensive scheme is against a very good Niners D-line. This Niners D-line gets the quarterback, gets in the backfield, and I thought the Cardinals stuck with the running game enough to really wear them down, and that really benefited them in this game. I think Michael Wilson had a breakout game finally for the Cardinals. He's had moments here and there this season. He had an outstanding performance, 5 catches, 78 yards. He got the Cardinals out of some bad situations on some third downs, and that really helped us keep the offense just moving because we couldn't really let the game get away from the Cardinals in this here. Having Trey McBride back, super helpful for this offense. You could see it. Kyler Murray was looking for him early, and he was looking for him often. So having McBride back was just that huge boost for this Cardinals offense. And I think the big story on this offense is Kyler Murray. What a great performance. To me, he cemented himself as a possible MVP, and the way I categorize an MVP, the most valuable player. Clearly in this game, Kyler Murray was the most valuable player on either team. He was the X factor for the Arizona Cardinals. He had that 50-yard run early in the game that really just started the Cardinals off well. He actually pointed to the end zone at the 45-yard. How many quarterbacks do you know could do that? The only other quarterback that I think with that kind of confidence is Patrick Mahomes. And that's how good Kyler Murray is. He is in that tier for the Arizona Cardinals. And on the passing game, he made some big throws. The stats weren't all there, but I thought it was a very solid, very efficient performance for him. And there was one huge play that he made, that 4th down. Cardiac Kyler does it again. What a throw to Marvin Harrison Jr., who once again steps up with a touchdown and makes the biggest catch of the game on that 4th down. We saw Kyler have to throw off his back foot, which we saw a lot in the last few seasons, but those were a lot of times incomplete. So finally, Kyler completes one of those big 4th down plays. And I think in this game, what really won it for us, the defense. The defense won it for us. However, the defense did get burned a little bit. Brandon Ayuk had 146 yards on this defense, 100 yards in the first half. This secondary did struggle a little bit early in the game. As the game progressed, though, that secondary got so much better, and that's what we want to see from a young secondary. They're not very experienced. You can't expect them to be very good all the time, but they are improving every single week, and they competed against one of the best wide receiving rooms in the NFL with Jawan Jennings, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, and only two of those really had impact games. George Kittle, the Cardinals did a better job than they did at covering most tight ends, if we're being honest here. They did a lot better covering George Kittle than they have in the past. He didn't get over 100 yards, only 7 yards. He did catch the touchdown, but not concerned at all with that. I mean, Brandon Ayuk was very good. He torched us in the first half. But overall, good performance from the secondary, and they kept Purdy under 200 yards passing. That is what we want for the Cardinals. They keeping a very good, the number 2 offense and on a top 5 quarterback to under 200 yards passing is very good for a very young defense. I thought the linebackers again stepped up, both of them with an interception. Kaiser White and Mac Wilson Sr. both with interceptions against Denver. That changed the game for us on the defensive side of the ball. I think the other thing for this team, 4 trips to the red zone the Niners had, 3 field goals, and a 4th and 27 they had to go for because their kicker unfortunately got hurt. But 4 trips to the red zone, 0 touchdowns. Oh my God. Bravo to this Cardinals defense against a really, really good Niners offense here. And I think another guy who should really get a shot, his first career start, rookie, Dadrian Taylor Demerson. What a performance from the rookie in his first start against the defending NFC champions. He only allowed 2 catches for guys he was guarding. Very, very good performance from the rookie. That is what we want to see. We really just need to get him more snaps. The more snaps he gets, the even better he's going to get. He could become a lockdown defensive back in this league. And another player who isn't going to get a lot of credit, but really is the reason we won this game, Jalen Thompson. People are going to give Kaiser White the credit for the interception, and he made a great play on the ball when the ball was in the air. But Jalen Thompson caused that interception. If you take a look back at the play, Thompson starts all the way back as almost a deep safety, works his way up towards the line of scrimmage, blitzes, and gets to Purdy. He gets to Purdy early, and he hits Purdy and forces Purdy to throw it off his back foot, throws it up and in the air, and that's what allowed Kaiser White to make an amazing play on the ball and sealed the game for the Arizona Cardinals. Great job by Jalen Thompson. And another thing about Jalen Thompson, he was a supplemental 5th-round draft pick. He wasn't even a normal round draft pick. He was a supplemental draft pick out of Washington State, and he's been amazing for the Arizona Cardinals these last 3 years. And I think finally, the Cardinals' special teams also won us this game. Although we had the one mishap which gave the Niners a touchdown on that blocked field goal, the Cardinals had to chase Ryland, a new kicker with Matt Prater hurt, coming in. He signed on Wednesday and kicked the 3 field goals, and including the game winner in the 4th quarter to beat the NFC champions. Bravo, Chase Ryland. We appreciate what you did for the Arizona Cardinals. You brought us so much joy in this game, and we do hope Matt Prater will be back soon, but great performance from him. And a special shout out to DJ Dallas on those kick returns. He's doing amazing on all the kick returns, and he's giving us some very good field position. All right, so going into next week's matchup against the 3-2 Green Bay Packers in Green Bay, a 10 a.m. game in Arizona time, this Cardinals team is going to have a very big test against one of the best quarterbacks in the league, Jordan Love. He looks back from his injury. He looked really good. He got struggled a little bit early against Minnesota, but in that second half, he got it going against a 5-0 Minnesota team now, and he beat a good Rams team with the Cardinals, who the Cardinals did blow out, but the Rams have been looking better. So I think the Cardinals are going to have a really big test, especially with that crowd in Lambeau Field. You know it's always a tough crowd to play at Lambeau. I think you're going to have to stop. The Cardinals are really going to have to focus in on Josh Jacobs. He's the rushing champ for a reason. He's very good. And that's where the Cardinals have struggled on defense this year, is in the run game. So I think the Cardinals are going to have to focus on him. But some great news for the Cardinals in that front. Darius Robinson is back in practice. He has 3 weeks to return to a game, but his window to return is open, so that'll be very good news. He probably will not play this week, but some very good news for Cardinals fans to look forward to. And Zay Jones is back from his suspension, so hopefully we'll add an extra spark to that Cardinals offense that they could really use, with Harrison clicking now, Michael Wilson kicking, Greg Dortch, Trey McBride, James Conner. We have so many weapons. And now Zay Jones to add to the front. This Cardinals team is looking very dangerous going forward. And a team that maybe could even compete for this division, now being 2-0 in the division. Thanks for listening to the 480 podcast. I'm Jacob Fredericks, and I'll see you guys next time.